Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another IATEFL Live. I'm Sean, and we're here again today in our run-up to the conference, and we're only 3 weeks away now from the IATEFL Conference. So, it's getting to that last little bit to register. If you haven't registered for conference yet and you are still interested in doing so, well, today we're going to bring you a little bit about the social program so you can find out what's happening outside of all the talks. We've, over the previous live streams, we have brought to you, hi Roz, hi Sehan, over the last few live streams we've brought to you the plenary speakers and whetted your appetite about those. And so today we're going to look at the social program. If you still want to register before conference begins, then you have until next week. You have until May the 5th to register as a pre-booking for the conference. And to do that, as you probably know by now, you need to go to the IATEFL website and follow the instructions on the site. Good afternoon, Gavin. Nice to see you here. So you can go to the IATEFL website where you and as I say, that's where you can register. And if you do miss May the 5th, then you can still turn up in Belfast and register on the desk on the day that you arrive. But if you are intended to go, then I would imagine it's better to do it before May the 5th so you can plan all your trip and journey, etc. So this afternoon we are going to look at the social program, and so once again we've got our Demon interviewer Nikki available, and we're going to she's going to talk to Sarah Mount, who you'll find out more about as we get into the live stream. So Nikki, are you ready? Good afternoon. I'm adding you to the stream now.
Hello, Sean. Yes,
Sarah,
I'm ready.
Hi, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Nikki. Hello, Sarah.
So over to you, Nikki. I'm going to remove myself, and let's find out about the social program.
All right. Thank you very much, Sean. And good afternoon, everyone. And hello, Sarah. It's lovely to see you.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thank you for making the time to talk to us this afternoon. I've obviously met you before, Sarah, and I know you, but the audience might not. So I thought it would be quite nice to start by asking a bit about you and your journey in TEFL and what you do now.
Okay, so like many people, I guess, I ended up in TEFL accidentally some 22 years ago. I just finished an MA in anthropology with a specialisation in voodoo. So I'm not quite sure why I thought I was terribly employable.
Sarah, can I just stop you there?
Yes.
Voodoo.
Voodoo.
Right. And what were you planning to do with that?
Oh, well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? So yeah, I was going to go on and do a PhD. That didn't happen. So I actually ended up with Dave Allen at Nile as a management coordinator, and then spent the next 17 years doing just about every role that there was there. I subsequently left to set up my own consultancy with my co-directors, Alan Pulvernes and Alan McKenzie, and we now run Transform ELT.
Wow. Okay. Do you know what? I think you're the first. Well, one, I didn't know that they had a degree in voodoo, but you're definitely the first person I've ever met to study that. I think that's excellent. I suppose that set you up quite well for TEFL. I can imagine.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Well, yeah, yes. So you're a very kind of seasoned IATEFLer. You've been to many of the events. What are you most looking forward to from Belfast?
I guess really, Nikki, just being back together with people. I mean, that has to be, I think, what we're all looking forward to. It's been such a long time. I'm also really looking forward to meeting people in person that I've met in lockdown, that I've actually become really friendly with, which is kind of weird never to have met them. What else am I looking forward to? We've got quite an innovative plenary this year, which I guess a lot of people have heard about already, in that we've got a duo set of presenters. We've got an excellent closing plenary, a panel discussing sustainability in ELT, which a lot of people are focused on at the moment. And then obviously the social programme, which I'm here to talk about.
Yeah, well, that's brilliant. So I was going to ask you, so what's your role in IATEFL? What do you do? What are you responsible for?
Yep, so I'm a member of the conference committee, which is made up of some of the members of head office, the president, some members of the trustees, and then 3 kind of individual volunteers, of which I'm one. And we kind of we help to look over all aspects of the conference, you know, everything from looking at plenary speakers for future years, checking out the venues, to just making sure everything runs smoothly on the day.
And you're also in charge of putting the social program together?
I'm part of putting the social program together. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So when I heard this, I wasn't sure exactly what that meant. I could guess, but I wondered if you could tell us, well, what it is and why it's important for the conference.
Sure. So the social program is a program of evening events, which give people the opportunity to come together socially, really. You know, it's important that we have play as well as work. Anybody can come to the events, anybody that's registered at the conference. And we'd like to particularly welcome newcomers. It can be quite daunting to arrive at a social event on your own. But it's a great place to meet people. Lots of people do come on their own. It's a great place for networking. And I guess I should also mention for newcomers that on the first day, there is a special newcomers meetup session where you can come along, meet friends, and kind of pal up for the social program.
And I think we can see that on the screen. We can see the events program. I mean, it looks wonderful. And I have to say, from a personal point of view, my first conference in Harrogate in 2010, I was so grateful for the kind of introduction into how to navigate the conference and also to the social events, because I didn't really know anyone. So it was fantastic to have that. Is there anything that you're particularly looking forward to?
Oh, my goodness. All of it, really. I think the introduction of the mindfulness sessions are great. It's a really healthy way to start the day. I won't be going. I will be otherwise engaged at that time of the day. But yeah, so that's a kind of new addition. We've got the welcome reception where the CEO of Visit Belfast will be welcoming everybody to the city. And I haven't been to Belfast before, actually, so I'm really excited about that as well. I've mentioned the first-time delegates, and then on Tuesday night, we've got an introduction to Belfast for people that don't know the city. And I mean, it won't surprise anybody to hear there's so much to do there, but there's actually quite a lot to do in getting out of the city as well. So I think that will be a really useful session. And for people who may be staying on or have a bit more time on their hands, the people that are organising the introductory talk are also running smaller tours for us throughout the week, so people can sign up for those as well if they'd like to.
Oh, that's wonderful. And is that all included in the cost of the conference?
I don't think the tours are.
Right.
I think it's just it will be only a small price anyway, but they have various different focuses throughout the week.
And the mindfulness session looks wonderful, but could you, what exactly does it comprise? Is it like a time for contemplation, or what do we do?
I think it's just a space for people to come together and kind of be in the moment and be focused and thinking about what they want out of the day, really.
Yeah, that sounds great, and a lovely way, as you say, to start the conference. I've just got a message saying that it will be a trained expert who's going to be leading the tours. So yeah, I think they cost a little bit extra, but it sounds fantastic. And I hear that you're a bit of a demon as well in the quiz.
Oh, there is the infamous international quiz hosted by the inimitable Gavin Dudney. And yes, we will be there with the Transform ELT team, ready to take on the IH team yet again.
Oh, goodness. So, and just for somebody who might not be coming with anyone, but who wants to join the quiz, do you have to have a team already, or can you just rock up and join?
No, if you want to rock up on your own, there's always spaces available on Teams. It's held in a big room. Just come in, stick your hand up, say you need a team, and we'll sort you out straight away. That's not a problem.
That's brilliant. Okay. And something which I've enjoyed time and time again is the Pecha Kucha, if I've said that correctly. For anyone who might not know what that means, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So the Pecha Kucha is an event where people have, presenters have 3 minutes with a presentation of 10 slides that they have to talk through. Dorothy Zemak is hosting the Petra Kucha this year, and the Transform ELT team will be putting in a performance.
Oh, lovely. Does that mean that you'll be doing it?
I'm afraid so, yes.
Are you nervous, Sarah?
No, not at all, not at all. It can't be worse than my first one.
Oh, hang on a second. So you're quite a seasoned presenter in that event then?
Well, I'm afraid the first Petra Kucha that I did with Alan Pulvinus, which involved me dressing up as a schoolgirl and him as a schoolmaster. So possibly the least said about that, the better. I don't know how many people remember that. It was a few years ago.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds intriguing. So we shouldn't expect that from you this time.
No, I know. I think a little more decorum maybe this year.
Lovely. And what's the music evening? Is that a space where everyone can get together and sing, or are we listening to people displaying their talents?
No, I mean, it's very much a kind of informal session, and we have a program of kind of regulars that have performed before that will be performing. But anybody can turn up if they've got something to play, something to sing. Lots of people really like coming and singing something that represents the country that they come from. So that's really nice.
Oh, wow.
And we will have somebody to provide piano accompaniment, and we will have a guitar for loan provided by Jeremy Harmer if anybody would like to use that as well. So please just either get in touch with me via Facebook or just rock up on the evening.
Okay, that sounds great. And I think there was right at the beginning, which I don't think we dwelled on particularly, was the welcome reception that's on the Monday night. Where's that being held?
Yeah, so that will be held in the conference centre, and it starts off with a number of short talks, a welcome, as I said, by the CEO of Visit Belfast, a remote welcome by David Crystal, who unfortunately can't be with us this year in person, and it will be followed by a networking event where you can grab a drink, meet people, catch up with old friends, make new friends.
Yeah, it's always a good event, and I think it doesn't matter if you don't know anyone and you turn up, does it? Because it's kind of very welcoming and people want to get to know each other.
It is, and there's so many different people from so many different places in the world. You know, you'll never be alone for very long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Conversation's always very easy, and everybody's and I think particularly this year, I think everybody would just be thrilled to be able to be back together again.
Yeah, definitely. I went to a conference recently and the presenter said that she can't wait to see people actually from the side because we've just seen everyone face on for the past 2 years. Okay. Well, I think we've looked at the social program. I do have, can anyone attend? Do you have to sign up for things in advance or can you just turn up to the events?
No, you can just turn up to the event. There's no sign up. I mean, the tours that I mentioned will probably be slightly different, but the main IATEFL social program, you can just turn up. I probably also mentioned the Sharing Stories event on Wednesday evening as well. That's always a really lovely event as well. It's always got a kind of international flavour, and as well as the storyteller who will be there performing, people will be encouraged if they would like to share stories again from their own parts of the world. So that has a really nice buzz and an international feel to it.
That's lovely. I haven't been to that, but is this a new event or is that every year?
We have had them before. So I guess it just kind of depends what your thing is, quiz versus storytelling.
Yeah, okay. I know what mine is. And I mean, there are some amazing storytellers at the conference, so I can imagine that it'll be a pretty nice event to have. Okay, well, Sarah, thank you. Is there anything else that you think the audience might like to know about the social program or the conference from your perspective?
No, I think I'd just like to say to those of you that are undecided, I mean, I know it's still a difficult time for many people, but I think if you're going to attend one event in this field, then the IATEFL Conference is unrivaled, really. It's a great opportunity just to learn from people, to meet new people. There's no other conference like it, really, not in our field.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's always a good time, always, and you always take so much away from it. Absolutely. Okay, I do have one final question, and that is, if you were a wrestler what would be your entrance theme song?
Well, if I were a wrestler, well, there's still time yet. Never say never. My favourite band is a band from the 80s, giving my age away there, called The. They have a song called This Is the Day, which is essentially about today being the first day of your rest of your life. And I do suffer from blind optimism, I'm afraid. So that is my song.
That's brilliant. So if you don't know it, it's The, and this is the first day of the rest of your life?
It's called This Is the Day by The. So go check it out.
All right. Okay. And maybe we'll see you strutting around to that at the conference.
I think for next year's conference, we need to now change the whole thing. And
We need a theme.
And then, no, it needs an entrance theme, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Sean, what would yours be?
Would you suggest wrestling for the social program?
I don't know, Nikki. I'll give you an answer when I'll give you an answer in Belfast, okay?
All right. Looking forward to it. Oh, Sarah, it was lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking me. It's great to be here.
Thank you, Sarah, and thanks again, Nikki, for doing the questions and running the interview. And looking forward to seeing you in person at the quiz, Sarah, if not before. And I'm going to drop you out the stream now from it. So thank you very much for joining us today. We've looked at the social program. If you have, if this is your first live stream with IATEFL Live, then do go through our IATEFL page where you'll find out. You'll see others that have given other aspects of the conference. We've talked about we've talked to some of the plenary speakers. We've talked to some of the special interest groups, and obviously today we've talked about Sarah. You have with the social program with Sarah. Sorry. You have until May the 5th in order to register for the conference if you want to pre-register. But as you can see on the website, if you do just decide to turn up, sorry, on the website, on the slide, if you do just decide to turn up, then you can register at the registration desk. But as I said, I think it's much easier to register beforehand to make all your arrangements and hotels and everything for it. Just to mark your card, we've got, so the conference is, as we said, 3 weeks away. We have 2 more live streams planned before conference. So this time next week, we'll be talking to the IATEFL president. Gabriel will be here to do a little question and answer, and he will be one of the plenary speakers. So we'll talk to him about that. And of course, what it will be like to have the first face-to-face conference in 2 years. And then the week after that, so the week just before conference begins, then we'll have a group of people together and we'll be talking about how to get the most out of conference. If you've not attended before or you're not sure what happens at a conference, do come to that live stream and we'll share our thoughts on what it's like to attend an IATEFL conference and how you can get the most out of it. So thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week for another IATEFL Live. Thank you very much to Sarah for giving us all that information about the social program. Thank you very much to Nikki, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.